Hi guys and welcome to the Lick Loft. My name's Rich.
And my name's Danny.
And in today's video we're going to be looking at kind of a very, quite controversial topic I suppose. Is fast blues better than slow blues? Or is slow blues better than fast blues? Which camp are you in? What's better? What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, is there even a camp to be in? Because the truth is, it probably is, it's a mix of both. It's having, the ability to slow things down, speed things up, have that fluidity that come from your playing in the fast blues. Because, Rich is, theory knowledge beyond theory knowledge. And when you have that kind of map on the guitar, if you will, Rich can pretty much just explore from here to here at any speed he wants. Now the danger is, because you can do that, maybe sometimes you're guilty of doing too fast. And I know you were trying to highlight an example here. It's not how Rich plays all the time. Believe me, he can play very tastefully, as you've seen in other videos. But I think once you do start gaining that more knowledge and more places to go, maybe you find it harder, or you could find it harder to stick somewhere, play it with feel, think about your pick angle, your volume, your tone, which pickup am I on, am I pre-bending, am I hammering on, like all the little things. My brain couldn't compute all those things if I was playing at that speed.
I guess as well, yeah, like you said, it's kind of having that wealth of information and knowledge that's available to me as a player, whereas I will try and utilise all of it.
Yeah.
But that doesn't necessarily mean you're a good guitarist. Now, I remember hearing once that, you know, I can't remember who it was, but if you remember or have heard this before, put it in the comments, let me know who it was. But it was a good guitarist is someone who can play what they know well. So it's almost like that technically is like, well, if I can play G, C and a D chord really well, am I a good guitarist?
Yeah.
Right? So where does good guitarist start and finish, you know? Because there's different places, you know, different goalposts in terms of like, there'll be somebody who doesn't do all the legato, doesn't do all the technique, all the fast picking. B.B. King, for instance, you know, fantastic guitar player. And it's like, well, okay, where does the argument lie? Is it because he plays 3 notes and he knows exactly what to play, you know, where to put those 3 notes, and he makes those matter like nothing else? Or is it like Yngwie Malmsteen, who's like plays 1,000 notes?
It's interesting you said that,
yeah.
Because if you've ever heard, there's one fast blues song that literally blew my head off, and that's Yngwie Malmsteen Blue. So if you ever have a couple of minutes to check it out, please check out that track, because he somehow combines playing with absolute veracity and feel. Like I've never heard, in my opinion, someone mix both as well as that. Because
then you kind of get into the questions like, well, what does blues encompass? You know, what kind of fits in that blues, you know, category? And someone like Yngwie he pulled it off, even though you put him in a shred guitar 80s rock category, you know. So it's where all these barriers cross over and blend into each other. So like we said earlier on, it's like it might not be one or the other. It's maybe a mix of both. But you know, I mean, I like the idea that you were saying earlier, that it gives you time to think, you know, about what you want to play, when you want to play it, how you want to play it, you know, down to some really nice, tasty note choices.
Yeah.
Whereas I am literally just pulling off whatever I've done in the past and kind of putting exercises and techniques into practice, sort of second nature, you know.
I think what would be a good idea now is we've shown you both extremes, right? And like I said, Rich he doesn't normally just play like that. We were trying to highlight examples of what it's like to just completely go 100 miles per hour, or kind of, you know, sticking to the speed limit.
Yeah, true.
So I think what would be really cool is if you could play that same track again and maybe, you know, mix in between both sort of things and try and find that balance. Now we've shown you both, you know, what is it like to try and mix, and where would you slow things down? Like, you're going to highlight the changes, or there's so many things to think about when you're mixing both. I think it'd be cool if you could show.
All right, so I'll let it play then, and then we'll come back and we'll talk about a little bit what I've done, and go from there.
Let's do it.
Yeah, cool.
Nice.
You're right, wasn't it?
Well, yeah.
Well, the thing is, right, just to kind of go over that little example there is, first of all, I should say, it's always worth knowing what you're playing over, you know? So the chords that are coming up, the way the track kind of moves in terms of its dynamics, so if it kind of moves up and it kind of drops down, etc., etc. So that always helps you, because that kind of gives you a rough kind of game plan when it comes to playing a solo. so you can go, well, I want to go here. So in this case, on this track, started kind of low and slow, you know, and then just gradually building up, digging in a little bit more, maybe a little flurry, a bit more technique, and just to kind of really kind of emphasise that ending of that track where it stops again. So,
well, you gave yourself somewhere to go.
Yeah.
So we were talking about fast versus slow, and like we say, there's no right or wrong. It's, you know, it's a preference thing, or a mix of the both, or whatever. But if you start fast and you start high, you don't really give yourself that.
You kind of got
you haven't got anywhere to go.
Yeah, you give yourself some headroom.
Yeah.
It just gives everything kind of contrast as well, you know. So you've got the low and the slow and the high and the fast and everywhere in between. And just that's what kind of, you know, allows you to kind of communicate what you're trying to play musically, emotionally to the listener. So
definitely. Well, please let us know below, like, who are some of your favourite fast and slow blues players, and which camp are you in? Did you prefer the fast solo, the slow solo? Let us know below, and we'll see you again in the video soon.
Take it easy, guys.